Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, we've been talking about mentoring. Um, I've had some people. I've been speaking to some people, and they said that it's very difficult to succeed in life if you don't have mentors that will put you through. From you personally, who is a mentor?
A mentor could be anybody, but there are things that defines a mentor. One, it has to be an experienced person. You cannot mentor someone about things you don't know. Not just things you know, but things you have a deeper knowledge of. So for me, a mentor is an experienced advisor that will guide and lead you in your chosen path in which you actually want someone to lead you on.
And that's something that I found that most people that choose mentors, they normally go for older people that believe that they believe have life experience. Don't you think that could be counterproductive because life things changes, generation changes, life changes. What worked yesterday might not work today. So don't you think like for most people that I know, they always go for older people that are older than them. They take them as mentor and they go for them for whatever they are looking for advice for. But for me, I think it might be counterproductive because most of the advice they will give to you, in most time, might be outdated.
Be a cake. Well, of course, let's say experience comes with age, but to be a good mentor, you don't necessarily have to be an old person. There are old people that are not experienced, that don't even know anything about what you actually want to be mentored or what you want to be mentored about. There are people who are above 70, 80 who doesn't even have a clue of what they're all about. And like you said, there are people whose idea and experience are stuck in the past. We are in age of technology now. A lot of things are changing. The way we do things are changing. Even when we talk about marriage, we know technology doesn't change marriage, but a lot of things has changed over time when it comes to marriage. Our relationship with our wife, or the way we treat our family, things have changed a lot these days. So the experience comes with age. But in terms of mentoring, you need people that know a lot about what you actually want to be mentored about. It doesn't necessarily have to be an old person. There are a lot of old people who doesn't know anything about what you're looking to seek knowledge on. So I don't think the idea that you have to go to old people. Of course, there are still aspects of life that old people's experience will help you a lot. It depends on what you're actually looking to be mentored about, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about age or anything.
That's the major problem I have with this mentoring thing. I don't really do mentoring. I don't look for people to mentor me. Me personally, if I have a problem, I go for professionals. In any dimension of life that I have issues, I know that there are people that are trained to deal with that situation. I normally go to them. Because this thing about mentoring, it comes with a lot of baggages. When you call someone your mentor, they tend to have this kind of emotions attached to it. When they give you advice, you find it difficult to go and seek for the same advice with someone else, because if they know about it, it becomes a problem. And then you find it difficult to question them because you respect these people a lot.
Of course.
Yeah, when they tell you something, you don't want to question them.
Yeah. The issue about yes, like you said, people has misconstrued the real meaning of mentoring. To be a mentor to somebody doesn't mean that the person has to be a committed or dedicated follower. If you're a good mentor yourself, you have to have a plan of the person, your mentee, to be at your level or even surpass you at the time. Like you have rightly alluded to, a lot of mentors this day want someone who's going to follow them for the rest of their life, and by extension, someone is going to obey everything they say, someone is going to respect them, That is a misconception about mentoring. The fact that I chose somebody to be my mentor doesn't mean I have to bow down to him. I have to do anything he says. I only seek his experience in that aspect of my life, and being a good mentor himself will not require me to have to subject myself to all those the way we see things before he can actually give me a good mentoring. That actually makes him a bad mentor if people think that way. And what you said about seeking professional, a good mentor, there is a difference between a good mentor and a professional. Yes, professional know what they're doing, but a mentor, professional, you probably pay for a limited time that you go to seek their advice and their experience. But a mentor will take a long time approach about things. They will look into, they'll follow up with you, they speak to you anytime you can approach. And another thing about a good mentor is there should be somebody you can speak to anytime. Somebody that will be available to talk to you anytime you seek their opinion. So there's yes, professionals will do their job when you pay them to do a job.
And if you're not happy with the job they do, you can
of course
go to someone else.
Yes, you can fire them.
Yeah.
But the difference between
but
them,
the mentor, you don't want to upset them.
Yes. Yes, you don't want to upset mentors. But yes, like you said, there's a bit of connection.
Yeah, there's emotion attached. There's kind of emotions attached.
But for me, a good mentor will not take advantage of that connection. A good mentor will still see the boundaries. Like, this person is only seeking my help. This person is not seeking to be my slave. It's not seeking to be my servant. It's only seeking my help to get better in life. And I shouldn't take advantage of that situation. So a good mentor wouldn't take advantage of that situation. But of course,
it's hard to get someone. Yes. But most mentors, they see themselves as
the moment you approach anybody for such thing, now they take advantage of that, and then they see you as their follower, and you have to remain that for the rest of their life.
You know, and the biggest problem is that most time the advice they're giving to you, the directive they will give to you most times are out of date, is outdated.
Of course.
And then you follow them, and then you fail actually, because the things they are telling you, like for instance, if you're a young married couple and you're going to seek advice from someone that married in the 70s, the advice they will give to you will end your marriage, because generation has changed, things has gone, things has changed.
Yeah,
so that's why I advise people. It's a very controversial topic, but for me personally, I advise people, if you have an issue, look for a professional. If they don't do their job, you can easily go to someone else. If you go and look for someone that you respect a lot, you find it difficult to disagree with what they say, even if when you have some kind of feelings that this is not right. Because of that connection and the respect you have for them, you tend to make mistakes, and before you know it, it's too late.
One of the biggest mistakes we're making these days is when you talk of mentor, you're actually looking for somebody to guide you in a chosen path. The mistake we're then making is we'll just go ahead to make anybody that is readily available in our life as the automatic mentor. For instance, a lot of us make our pastors our mentor. Pastors are mentors, they are spiritual mentors. Many of them are experienced in other areas of life. They could be a medical doctor, they could be a lawyer, they could be any other thing. If they are experienced in those areas, fine. But when you now make your pastor as your marriage mentor, your business mentor, your medical mentor, like he's the mentor of everything in your life.
It becomes
of course, the man doesn't know everything. So that then becomes the problem. Now, for me, the way I see mentoring, if I have a problem with my business, I'll seek people who has done business successfully, and I'll seek their opinion. If I have a problem with my health, I'll seek for an experienced medical doctor, and I'll seek for their opinion, and I'll get mentoring from them. By the time you make a businessman your medical mentor, your marriage mentor, like you said again, some people are married in the 60s, 70s, and relationship with wives and husbands, those periods seems to be different from the way relationships are these days. If you want to stick with somebody who are maybe because of their age, they are old people, and you think, oh, age, experience comes with age. Of course, we say experience comes with age. But if you want to base your marriage on the practice of the 60s and the 70s, probably your marriage will not last this age, because men has given a lot of ground these days that you need to work with that. And in their own days, husbands are husbands and wives are wives, and they can still tell you that's the way things are, that's the way you have to do it. And if you were to follow those kind of advice, you'll probably be married for a short period of time. So, like you rightly said, we are making a lot of mistakes in choosing mentors and the way we build relationships. A mentor doesn't have to be somebody you have a close relationship with. At the same time, I don't believe paid professionals will make a good mentors. You are only paying them to do a job, so they probably not, unless you there are mentoring classes. Those are still different, but I still believe mentoring should come with a level of relationship, but the relationship have to be defined. It shouldn't be unconditional relationship. It has to be a relationship that is defined, and it will be defined to the point that even when you disagree, you should be able to say, oh, I think I see it different here.
But it's impossible, especially with Africans.
Yeah, that is when you make someone the all in all.
Yeah.
It's someone you respect so much. It's somebody you fear so much, and then it becomes your mentor.
Yeah.
Even if he says you have to leave your wife, you won't question that. You
see, and that's the kind of people that Africans choose as mentors.
Yeah, that's the mistake.
Someone that is rich, you want to be rich, you want someone that's rich to be your mentor because you want to be rich.
And then you can't question.
You can't question. It's a rich man. What will they will first of all ask you, before you question my advice, you achieve what I've achieved. you just carry on with whatever they say, and at the end of the day you fail, because what worked for them
might not
be working at this day and age.
And another mistake some of us make in choosing a mentor. Sometimes we choose a mentor, we don't even know what we want from the mentor. We just think, oh, whatever you have, you give it to me. If in dealing with your mentor, you have to outline things you want from them, and then, like I said, define your relationship. You don't have to tell me everything about your life just because you are more experienced. There are areas I need your experience on, and your mentoring should be limited to those areas. If I come to you because I have problem with my business, my marital life's got nothing to do with you at that point until I approach you again based on that. So you are not the master of all, and mentors should not put themselves in that position. What we call mentors these days are really not mentors. They are just people taking advantage of each other. Mentors are to pass your experience to someone, not to dominate their life. But what we have seen so far is people dominating each other and then calling themselves mentors. And like I've said earlier on, mentees are not to be mentees for the rest of their life. You mentor someone for them to come on board to your level or surpass you at a point. And at that point, you don't control their life anymore. You probably respect them, and they respect you as well because they know they benefited from you at a point in their life and all that. So you don't keep people down for the rest of their life just because you want to continue to be their mentor. That disqualifies you from being a good mentor. When you see anybody that tries to keep people, oh, because I know better than you, so you have to forever listen to me, they are not mentors. They're just trying to mess up your life. They're just trying to bully you to submission and to worship them for the rest of their life.
And unfortunately, majority of the mentors we see these days are like that.
No, that's where we find ourselves.
Yeah, that's why I'm not interested in anything called mentoring. For me personally,
I still believe in mentoring, though. I still believe in mentoring.
I don't. Because anything that will prevent me from speaking my mind, I'm not interested. If I'm going to go to you as a mentor, I will have that degree of respect and some kind of fear over you, because I don't want to upset you, because I value your wisdom before I come to you. So anything that will put me in that position, I don't want it. I'd rather get a professional. If they don't do my job, I challenge them.
You can fire them.
Yeah, I can fire them. That's better for me. If I don't get what I want, I move to someone else. I don't want someone that will.
I see your point. That's
for me personally. It might not work for everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
for me personally, the only thing you can get from a mentor, they're not totally useless. For me personally,
of course, I've
looked at the mentoring thing. The only thing I've seen people gain from mentors is connection. That's the only thing. They can link you to someone. Like if you need something, if you can go to them because of the experience they've got in life, they know people. They can link you up to someone that can help you. That connection, that's the only thing. Anything more than that, I don't think there's anything. For me personally, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when you see good mentors that are not selfish and not bent on you just being their slave or servant or follower, mentors are good. I'll give you an instance. When I started venturing into Nigerian business, I met a man who is a highly respectable person in Nigeria, and someone linked me up with him, and I was going out with him and all that. And one day he called me and said, "I know you live in England, but this is Nigeria. Everywhere you go to in this country, I don't want you to be coming out for business meeting in tie and suit and just dress up like." And I said, what's wrong with that? I said, people don't recognize that, they don't respect that here. You need to be in native attires, Nigerian attires. It might be something simple, but even if you go to a function, when people come to a function, they will serve people in native attires. They are not wearing expensive stuff, but they will attend to them before they will even look at you. And from my experience, it was right, because everywhere I look, I discovered people were looking at me funny then anyway, but they couldn't say it to me. But he said it to me, and I changed that, and I discovered even most places that I go to, that you struggle to get people's attention up for them to even attend to you. I discovered a lot of things change just because I changed my mode of dressing. That is one of the importance of mentors. They look at you, they know what you're doing wrong, and the good ones among them will direct you. They will put you right. They will tell you this is the way to do it. Not necessarily asking you to worship them for a while or do anything for them or pay them for anything or command a kind of loyalty. Some mentors will demand loyalty before they give you half knowledge, because many of them believe when they give you full knowledge, you probably
become more than them.
Get your wisdom in a short way. So they give you half knowledge. When we're looking at this holistically, there are a lot of people who put themselves in a place of mentors that are not mentors. Like I've said, a good mentor will not want you to be their mentee for too long. Good mentors will see themselves as failure when you remain their mentee for too long, because they expect that they've passed the knowledge to you, and they expect you to work with the knowledge and then improve on it and get better. So by the time you keep coming back and coming back and coming back, they know you're a failure, and they will see themselves as a failure too. So a good mentor will give you full knowledge and expect you to work with that.
Surpass them.
Yes, and surpass them.
Wow, that's interesting.
So when you see people that still want to remain your mentor for the rest of their life, I think you need to run.
Wow, that's interesting. We have seen this is a very controversial topic. We would like to hear your comment on this one.